There comes a point in every person's life where motivation disappears, where desire fades, where enthusiasm drains out of you like water leaking from a cracked vessel. That point arrives not because you are weak, not because you are incapable, but because you are human. Feelings are unstable. They shift. They contradict themselves. One moment they fuel you, the next moment they sabotage you. If your entire life is built around the rise and fall of your emotions, you will forever be the passenger in your own journey, never the driver. And that is why the phrase is powerful. Kill the feelings and stick to the plan. Think about how many times you have declared a goal with fire in your voice. You made a promise to yourself. You decided you were done being held back by your past. You said, "This is my time," and for the first few days, maybe even the first few weeks, you were unstoppable. But then something happened. The excitement faded. The novelty disappeared. Suddenly, the work didn't feel inspiring anymore. Suddenly, you woke up tired, overwhelmed, stressed, irritated, bored. And slowly, those emotions started negotiating with you. You can take a break today. You can skip just once. You deserve a rest. You're not in the right mood. You'll be more productive tomorrow. These aren't truths. These are emotional traps disguised as reasonable suggestions. If you want to transform your life, you must understand one simple principle. Your feelings are not on your side. Your feelings are designed for comfort, not greatness. They are programmed for safety, not growth. They push you toward what is easy, not what is necessary. Feelings are the chains that keep you tied to who you were, not who you want to become. And if you listen to them, if you allow them to lead, you will never break out of the cycle that has kept you stuck for so long. You must create a separation between who you are and how you feel. You are not your laziness. You are not your doubt. You are not your fear. You are not the voice that tries to pull you back into old habits. You are the one who chooses. You are the one who acts. You are the one who decides. And the strongest people, the ones who build success, discipline, and transformation, they all have one thing in common. They act independently of their feelings. They don't wait to be motivated. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They move because movement is the plan. They execute because execution is the plan. They stick to the path even on the days when every emotional fiber inside them tries to resist it. This is where discipline becomes the king of all virtues. Discipline is not the absence of feelings. It is the refusal to negotiate with them. Discipline is waking up early when you feel like sleeping. Discipline is working on your goals when you feel uninspired. Discipline is saying no to distractions when you feel tempted. Discipline is pushing forward when everything inside you is telling you to stop. And you know what happens when you do that consistently? You become someone you never imagined you could be. The most dangerous lie your emotions tell you is that you can succeed without discomfort, that greatness can be achieved without sacrifice, that you can reach the peak of the mountain without climbing through the painful parts. But every step forward requires friction. Every breakthrough requires pressure. Every new level requires a version of you that your feelings will resist. And that's why you must kill the feelings, not by becoming cold or robotic, but by refusing to let temporary emotions dictate permanent outcomes. Picture the future you want. Picture the life you dream about. Picture the confidence, the health, the success, the discipline, the stability, the peace of mind. That future version of you is not built on feelings. That version is built on the choices you make on the days when you don't feel like choosing correctly. That version is built on the mornings you wake up tired but still move forward. That version is built on the nights when you want to quit but don't. That version is built on hundreds of moments when you silence your emotions and follow your plan. Your plan is your anchor. Your plan is your map. Your plan is the promise you made to yourself. And every time you honor it, you strengthen your identity. Every time you break it, you reinforce your weaknesses. This is not about perfection. This is about consistency. This is about building a structure inside yourself that cannot be broken by mood swings, bad days, or emotional storms. You can feel tired and still act. You can feel uninspired and still move. You can feel afraid and still proceed. You can feel overwhelmed and still execute. Because here is the truth. Your feelings are not facts. Feeling tired does not mean you are incapable. Feeling overwhelmed does not mean you are defeated. Feeling discouraged does not mean the plan is failing. Feeling unmotivated does not mean you shouldn't work. The greatest mistake people make is believing their feelings are an accurate representation of reality. They are not. They are chemical reactions. They are emotional fluctuations. They are mental noise. You must learn to observe them without obeying them. Ask yourself this: how many times have your feelings held you back from doing what you know is right? How many opportunities have you missed because you listened to your emotions instead of your purpose? How many goals were abandoned not because they were impossible, but because following them didn't feel good anymore? You cannot build a life worth living by obeying feelings that shift with the slightest change in your mood. The plan you create when you are clear-minded is the plan you must follow when you are emotional. That plan is your agreement with your future self. And if you break it, the only person you betray is you. That betrayal hurts more than any failure ever could, because breaking your plan destroys your self-belief. But sticking to your plan builds something priceless: self-respect, the quiet pride that comes from knowing you can trust yourself. The calm confidence of someone who doesn't rely on motivation because they are powered by discipline. The strongest people are not the ones who feel nothing. They are the ones who act despite what they feel. They have taught their mind that emotions do not control them. They have trained their discipline like a muscle, one rep at a time, and every rep makes them stronger. Every disciplined moment pushes away the version of themselves that used to quit. Every choice to act builds momentum. Momentum is the secret weapon of transformation. Once you build enough of it, the plan becomes easier to follow. Not because your feelings disappear, but because your identity shifts. You stop saying, "I hope I can stay consistent," and you start saying, "I am the kind of person who stays consistent." You stop saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined," and you start saying, "I am disciplined." Identity is everything. You will always act in alignment with who you believe you are. And sticking to your plan, even in moments of emotional resistance, is how you reshape that identity from the ground up. Imagine the person you will become if you make this mindset your law. Imagine your life 1 year from now if you stopped letting your emotions vote. Imagine your discipline, your confidence, your mastery, your progress. Imagine the power you will feel knowing you no longer break your own promises. Imagine the freedom that comes from not being controlled by impulses. Imagine the pride that comes from overcoming yourself. That is the reward waiting for you on the other side of this principle. So the next time you don't feel like doing the work, I want you to pause, breathe, and remember this rule. The feelings are temporary. The plan is permanent. The emotions will fade. The results will stay. This moment of discomfort will pass. But the strength you gain from acting anyway will last for the rest of your life. Kill the feelings. Stick to the plan. Over and over and over again, until it becomes who you are. Until discipline becomes your nature. Until your future self looks back and says, "Thank you. You didn't quit on me." Kill the feelings. Stick to the plan. This is how you build a life worth living. But understand this: sticking to the plan is not just about discipline. It is about identity reconstruction. Most people live their lives reacting to whatever they feel in the moment. They wake up tired, so they move slow. They feel discouraged, so they avoid work. They feel anxious, so they hide. They feel restless, so they chase distractions. But the people who rise in this world, the people who reshape their destiny, live with a different code. They choose action over emotion. They choose consistency over comfort. They choose the bigger picture over the temporary feeling, because they know what's at stake. You must build an identity that is anchored in your plan, not your emotions. You must build an internal architecture so strong that even when your feelings scream for softness, your discipline whispers back, "Not today." You must become the kind of person who sees a task through to the end, no matter the mood, because your mood cannot be trusted, but your commitments can. Think about it. How many people do you know who have the ability to stay consistent? Truly consistent? Not for a week, not for a month, but for a year, for 2 years, for 5. That level of consistency is so rare that the moment you develop it, you separate yourself from 99% of the world. You create a massive gap between who you were and who you become. You ascend. And that ascent is built on one decision, repeated over and over. It doesn't matter how I feel. The plan is the plan. This mindset does not make you harsh. It does not make you cold. It does not make you emotionless. It makes you unstoppable. Because when you can move through your emotions without letting them paralyze you, you gain a type of power that most people will never experience. The power to command yourself, the power to direct your own evolution, the power to act without permission from your feelings. Consider this. Every meaningful achievement in human history required someone to push past their emotions. No masterpiece was painted because the artist felt like it every day. No athlete became great because they were always motivated. No entrepreneur built an empire because they never doubted themselves. No leader changed the world because they never had fear. They all felt it, but they acted anyway. They all had days where their feelings tried to sabotage them, but they stuck to the plan. You are not here to be controlled by the weaker version of you. You are here to evolve. And evolution requires pressure. Pressure requires discipline. Discipline requires consistency. Consistency requires that you stop listening to the emotional noise that stands between you and your goals. Every time you act despite your emotions, you gain strength. And every time you obey your emotions, you lose it. One choice builds you, the other destroys you. And both choices happen in silence, in those tiny private moments when no one is watching. The world never sees the critical turning points. They never see the morning you didn't want to wake up but did anyway. They never see the night you wanted to quit but pushed through. They never see the frustration, the exhaustion, the doubt you overcame. They never see the internal battles you win, but you see them. And more importantly, your future self will live with the results of those moments. The greatest version of you is not built on motivation. It is built on self-respect. And self-respect comes from one thing: keeping your promises to yourself. Every time you stick to the plan, even when you don't feel like it, you build a deeper trust within yourself. You begin to believe, truly believe, that you are capable of anything, because you've proven it, not once, not twice, but consistently. That internal trust becomes the strongest force in your life. It becomes the fuel that carries you through storms. It becomes the armor that protects you from doubt. It becomes the voice that says, I can do this, long after your emotions say you can't. Your emotions fluctuate. Your character must not. Your feelings shift. Your plan must not. Your mood changes. Your mission cannot. One day you will wake up and realize that the life you have was built on hundreds of small victories over your emotions. None of those victories will feel glamorous in the moment. In fact, most of them will feel uncomfortable. But those uncomfortable moments are where transformation happens. Greatness is forged in discomfort. Discipline is born in resistance. Confidence is built through action. You cannot think your way into a stronger version of yourself. You must act your way into it. You must build it through repetition, through consistency, through honoring the plan, even when your feelings beg you to abandon it. There will be days when the plan feels heavy, days when the world feels overwhelming, days when your goals seem too far away. On those days, your emotions will try to convince you that quitting is reasonable, that slowing down is logical, that rest is necessary, not real rest, but emotional escape disguised as rest. But deep down, you know the truth. You know that comfort is not what you need. You know that stepping back is not the solution. You know that the discomfort you feel is the exact signal that you're moving in the right direction. Growth never feels good. Change never feels easy. Transformation never feels comfortable. The pain you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to continue, to push, to become the person who can carry the weight of your future success. You cannot have the life you dream about and the comfort of your current emotions at the same time. You must choose every day. And the choice is simple. Kill the feelings, stick to the plan. That does not mean ignoring real mental or physical needs. It means ignoring the emotional excuses that arise when the work gets uncomfortable. It means learning the difference between needing rest and wanting escape. It means recognizing when your mind is trying to protect you from growth. Because growth feels like danger to a mind that has lived in comfort. But comfort is the cage. Discipline is the key. Consistency is the escape. The plan is the blueprint. And you are the builder. Look at your life right now. Look at where you are. Look at where you want to be. And ask yourself honestly, what has been holding you back? Is it your ability? No. Your potential? No. Your intelligence? No. What holds most people back is simple. They obey their feelings more than they obey their plan. Your emotions have slowed you down. Your emotions have distracted you. Your emotions have convinced you to settle. Your emotions have talked you into quitting. But today, right now, that ends. Today is the day you take control. Today is the day you stop allowing your emotions to sabotage your future. Today is the day you say, I will act in alignment with my purpose, not my feelings. Because your feelings are not reliable guides, but your purpose is, your plan is, your commitments are, your vision is. And the life you want will require you to follow those things much more faithfully than you follow your mood. You owe it to yourself, to the future you, to be stronger than your feelings. You owe it to your dreams to show up even when you're tired. You owe it to your goals to continue even when you're overwhelmed. You owe it to your future self to build momentum today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. Today is the only chance you get to move forward. Kill the feelings. Stick to the plan. And keep moving.